Mystical Forest Odyssey, a tale of friendship and bravery. In the heart of the mystical forest, where ancient magic dwelled, a young apprentice named Aria carefully gathered rare herbs under the watchful eye of her wise mentor Eira. Aria's long, curly brown hair was tied back in a ponytail, and her bright green eyes sparkled with excitement as she examined each plant with precision. She had always been fascinated by the healing properties of these mystical plants. Eira, with her silver hair woven into intricate braids, nodded in approval as Aria gently plucked a rare moonpetal from the earth. "Well done, young one," Eira said, her voice warm and soothing. "This will be just what we need to complete the ritual for the upcoming harvest festival." Aria's face lit up with pride, but her thoughts were soon interrupted by a faint rustling in the underbrush. She exchanged a curious glance with Eira, who raised an eyebrow. "What was that?" Aria whispered, her hand instinctively reaching for the small pouch of protective charms at her belt. Eira's expression turned thoughtful, and she beckoned Aria to follow her. "Let us investigate," she said, her voice low and mysterious. Aria and Eira crept through the underbrush, their senses heightened as they approached the source of the rustling sound. Suddenly, a small, furry creature with large, round eyes and twitching whiskers darted out from beneath a bush. Aria gasped in surprise, but Eira quickly placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "It's just a messenger sprite," she explained calmly. The sprite chattered frantically, holding a tiny scroll in its paws. Aria took the scroll and unrolled it, revealing a cryptic message scrawled in faint ink. Eira peered over Aria's shoulder, her brow furrowed in concern. "This is a warning from the Oracle of the Forest," she said gravely. "A dark force is stirring, threatening to disrupt the balance of nature." Aria felt a shiver run down her spine as Eira's words hung in the air. She knew that the Oracle's warnings were never to be taken lightly. "What does it mean?" Aria asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Eira's eyes locked onto hers, filled with determination. "It means we must embark on a quest to uncover the source of this darkness and put an end to it before it's too late." Aria's heart skipped a beat as she met Eira's resolute gaze. She felt a surge of determination course through her veins, knowing that this quest would be their most perilous adventure yet. "We'll need to gather the ancient artifacts," Eira said, her voice low and steady. "The amulet of light, the crystal of clarity, and the feather of courage." Aria nodded, already mentally preparing herself for the challenges ahead. She knew that each artifact was hidden in a treacherous location, guarded by fearsome creatures or enchanted with powerful spells. As they set off on their quest, the forest grew darker and more menacing. Twisted trees loomed overhead, casting long, ominous shadows on the ground. Suddenly, a blood-curdling screech echoed through the air, making Aria's skin crawl. Eira grasped her hand, pulling her into a sprint as they fled from the unseen horror. They burst through a curtain of tangled vines and found themselves at the edge of a murky swamp. The air reeked of decay, and Aria could feel the weight of malevolent magic pressing down upon them. "The amulet of light is hidden within the heartwood tree," Eira whispered, her eyes scanning the treacherous terrain. "But we'll need to navigate this swamp to reach it." Aria steeled herself for the trials ahead, knowing that their friendship and bravery would be tested like never before. The air was thick with mist as they trudged through the swamp, their boots sinking into the squelching mud. Aria's senses were on high alert, her eyes scanning the surroundings for any sign of danger. Suddenly, a twig snapped behind them. Eira spun around, her hand on the hilt of her sword. Aria followed her gaze and saw a pair of glowing eyes peering out from behind a curtain of tangled foliage. "What is it?" Aria whispered, her heart pounding in her chest. "I don't know," Eira replied, her voice barely audible. "But I think it's watching us." The eyes drew closer, and Aria saw that they belonged to a magnificent creature with iridescent wings and a coat as white as snow. It regarded them calmly, then spoke in a voice like music. "Greetings, travelers," the creature said. "I am Luna, guardian of this swamp. You seek the amulet of light, but first you must prove your worthiness." Aria and Eira exchanged a nervous glance. What lay ahead? Would they be able to overcome the challenges that awaited them?
Thank you.